Welcome to the AI for Business podcast, the show where small business owners and entrepreneurs discover how to leverage AI to grow their businesses every day. I'm Francis Ablola, co-creator of AI for Business. Today, you'll hear from my business partner, Brian Hansen, and his incredible interview with Chris Cunningham, co-founder and head of marketing of ClickUp.com, the $4 billion AI-powered company with over 12 million users generating over 200 plus million social media impressions. This was recorded live during our AI for Business virtual summit, where Chris reveals exactly how they scaled to become one of the fastest growing SaaS companies in the world. Let's get into it.
I'm extremely excited to have this gentleman back to speak again. Chris had come on and talked at one of our previous events, and I was just blown away by this guy. And since we've been becoming friends, and I wanted to have him back because of the messaging. Quite honestly, I really connect with even his history and his journey, because I too came from a small town in Iowa and took a chance in my early 20s. I picked everything up and traveled down to Florida with nothing but a dream and a blanket, and slept on the floor when I got here. My car backfiring all the way. I didn't even think I was going to make it. I literally had a pawn shop come into my house before I left. I was living in Wisconsin at the time. And they bought all the rest of the stuff from me so I could get enough money for gas and to survive a little bit when I got down there. So I love the small time vibe. And in his case, he's miles ahead already. So we're good at building multi-million-dollar businesses. This guy built a multi-billion-dollar business. So Chris is going to come on and talk about his journey of ClickUp, from the lessons that he's learned, the growing pains. And this guy's a beast at social media marketing, growth hacking, influencer marketing. And he's helped several other brands, not just ClickUp. So that's the one he's commonly known for, because he's the co-founder. But Chris is powering marketing behind Celsius, the famous drink you've probably heard of, First Form. First Form's behind 5 Day Hard. Andy and Sal, I think, are the brothers. Ignite, Cvent. So he's not new to this stuff, but it's with my great pleasure to bring on Chris Cunningham. I don't want to take up any other time because I can't wait to hear you.
You're
buddy.
good, man. What's up, Brian? I need to get a beard like you, bro. I see everybody complimenting your beard in the comments, man. I'm gonna work on that. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm so happy to be here. I love what you guys are doing. I actually have been staying on, so I've been learning too, and it's really cool to see you connecting with Devin. Devin was so smart that I had to bring him on to ClickUp, and he helped build our AI. So you're getting good information when like a top company like us, like I headhunted Devin specifically because I've never seen someone who thinks so in depth and just understands AI so quickly like him.
I feel so blessed to have met the guy, you as well. But yeah,
man. Well, I'm going to dive in. Brian, thanks, man. I love seeing this. First off, everyone, you're doing a great job joining something like this. I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my story. I'm going to give you our steps. And I feel like this just being here embodies really one of the beginning steps to me. So I'm Chris Cunningham. Just like Brian said, I'm from a small town, no mall, no movie theater. It's called Martinsville, Virginia. We do have a NASCAR speedway though. So that's pretty cool. But when I was growing up, I just knew I really wanted to, get out of this small town. I wanted to attack. I wanted to see what I could do. I wanted to grow in business, and I was hype. And, I really saw that tech, the internet, that was my way out. And, I got a chance to study in Europe for a bit. And after that, I was obsessed. I wanted to travel the world, and, what better way than starting your own business to be able to travel the world and still be able to make money and still be able to meet people, grow your business while you're traveling. But yeah, I went to Virginia Tech. I graduated, and I started an agency with my same partner I have in ClickUp, Zeb, who's like the real tech genius. And from there, we just we really built this agency up. We were making great money, but we really wanted to come into SaaS, into tech, and that's what happens a lot when you get an agency going really well. You want this recurring revenue. So from there, we really dove into that, and we did really well. But we started an app called Memory. It was Snapchat's competitor. At the time, Snapchat erased all your best memories in 7 seconds. So we created this app called Memory that would solve that. And I really thought I was going to be the next Zuckerberg. We were in, the news until Snapchat came out with Snapchat Memories, and we lost everything. And that was a huge hit for us. But I think that's a big lesson here, is that you always got to pivot. You always got to adapt. And to be honest, probably one of the best things that happened, because that really taught us urgency. So from there, we started this little project management software, because we thought that not everyone did this software perfectly. They weren't growing as fast. They weren't, adapting. They weren't letting people work the way we wanted. So we jumped in arguably the hardest space in tech, just like 7 years ago. And, we built this company. I was our first sales rep, our first customer service rep. And along the way, we did a lot of things that I really think helped us stand out that I want to share with you here today. As you're starting your business, Roanoke, shout out. Um, as you're starting your business, there's a lot of things you can do to get ahead. And again, we went into a space where everyone was billion-dollar companies, right? With just our little money from our agency. So any goal that you have, it's never too big, and it never should be. Your goal should always be massive. And the first thing I want to tell you, and that's what I think you're doing by being here, is be scrappy. You've got to be scrappy. Like, you've got to be thinking at night, what's that thing I can do to get ahead? And I know that sounds generic, but let me give you some exact examples, because when I show you how we were scrappy, I want you to think in your space how you can do the same, because it is how you're going to beat your competitors who have more funding, who have more money at the time. Being scrappy will allow you to beat them every time. And again, we were going up against companies like Jira, Asana, Monday. These are massive companies, and we came into space quite late. So the first thing that we did was we built a little app. And again, you can do this with AI by joining and getting these tools. We built a little app called AppGator. And all that AppGator did was take reviews from all my competitors. So when someone was on GitApp or Capterra and they left a bad review of my competitors, I would be notified. And I could get their lead and their LinkedIn. And so I'd hit them up and I would be like, hey, look, I get you don't like Asana. I see you gave them a 2 stars. I hate them too. That's why we're building ClickUp. And that really helped me get my early leads. And that was a big way, a big form of like new leads for us, especially early on, to get different attention. We also scoured Reddit. We scoured Facebook groups. We were everywhere. And we were commenting, responding, just letting people know there was a new tool out anywhere we could, because we didn't have much money. And from there, we started growing a lot. I started closing our first deal and then our first $1,000 deal. And I remember just watching the wheel kind of go up and the expectations go up. And so from there, we were scouring these Facebook groups. And one of our competitors, we saw that they were just going to shut down and they weren't going to build an export, meaning that all of these people were going to lose their work forever. It was called Productive. I'll never forget. And so our team just got real scrappy and they built an export for them. Again, nothing that's that crazy, but no one else had done it. These people were going to lose all their work. So we came in, and then from there, we were able to take all of their customers, because we were like, hey, look, we popped in the Facebook group. Understand you think you're going to lose all of your work. You don't have to. Use this export. Come to ClickUp. And that was a huge thing. And that really worked for us. So from there, we onboarded a ton of clients, more than I would have ever expected. And that was a big game changer for us. So I think being scrappy is something you can really do. And you can do this now more than ever with AI. You can be scrappier with going through setting up different automations. If you're not setting up automations, if you're not, researching in that, I highly recommend you do. So I think it's absolutely massive. Sorry, I'm just checking on says the sound is going out. My bad. I will stay right on the mic. I get excited and I talk a lot. So I hope you can still hear me good now. Needs a headphone mic. Can you hear me okay now?
When you're up close to the mic, we hear you great. When you kind of lean back, it changes the.
I usually have no problem with that. My bad.
Yeah, no good.
I'll stay right on it.
All right, thanks.
The next thing that I really get into is I think early on, as you grow, you got to hire well. I think that's a big thing there as well. You really need to hire well. You need to take it very serious in who you're going for, who you're working with. Like obviously Brian and team, they figured that out early. You really got to understand your partners. I think that's a big way. And you got to keep that culture. You got to really keep the culture for working hard. I think that's a massive thing as well. So that's a big one for me is I make sure that I'm very picky on who I'm hiring. If anyone needs help with hiring, let me know. That's a big one for me. Because it's very easy to figure the wrong person. There's different websites, but a lot of times you want to sometimes go to a headhunter. I have a really good one if you need the guy who helped us grow at ClickUp. His name is Chris Vasquez at Quantum. So I'm happy to connect anyone there. As you grow and you need like a technical co-founder or anything like that, happy to bring that in. But we went after some of the large companies. We went after the chief people officer of Netflix and the chief technical officer of Oracle. And they just really weren't the right hires. That was a massive, massive mistake for us. Cost a lot of money, equity and more. And I think one of the best things we did was we did find our right co-founder early on. And we used a website called Co-Founders Lab. That's a cool place where you can go and kind of meet great people. So that was a big site for us. But if you ever need help with that, hit me up. Happy to plug you guys into Chris Vasquez, who runs Quantum. The third thing I'll tell you is make sure you protect yourself. Make sure as you're growing your business, you're using tools that are safe. Stripe has been quite scary now. They're locking up a lot of people's money. That's been like a big thing for us. So make sure you're safe on that. So if you have any issues with Stripe, I'm partnered with a company called On Tech Payments, and we've really been helping a lot of people out who've had those issues with Stripe locking up, their business. I think that's a big thing there as well. So let me know. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. The next thing I'll tell you is make sure you stand out from the norm. A big reason as to why ClickUp grew, and as you're starting to grow your business, it'll do the same, is you can't do what everyone else is doing. It's very easy to look at your competition. It's very easy to look at their social. It's very easy to look at their marketing. It's very easy to look at their ads, right? I can pull up anyone's ads on Tech Payments. I can message anyone afterwards. I'll put it in here. Stripe does suck. I hear you, Lewis. It's definitely the worst. I'll type it in right now. But I can just connect you guys to the team in general as well. But the best thing I want you to do is, as you're building your company, I think everyone tells you to do this, right? They tell you to go look at your competition. They tell you to go study their ads. And it's okay to do it once and to glance and understand your space. But don't harp on that, because I think the best thing we did at ClickUp was we did everything different from everyone else. The way the product looks, the way we speak to you in marketing. I think everyone thinks you have to be so professional and you need to be so buttoned up. And that's just really not the case. Like, we are professional in our work, but I don't have to be professional in the way I talk to you, right? Like when I email, I don't have to overly, hi, sir, and da-da-da. I don't have to be overly professional. Talk to me like a human. Talk to your customers like a human. I think they really respect it more. We've done that at ClickUp since day one. If you message us right now, we're going to speak to you as if, you're a friend and you're someone coming in and talking. Same with your marketing. Same with your ads. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to stand out rather than, if you're just making the same ads as everyone else? And again, yeah, guys, just hit me up. I'll put my contact at the end. It's called On Tech Payments, but I can connect you directly to the team. The main thing is you can really talk to them, right? When Stripe closes or locks up your money, you can't call them. You can't get in touch. And Wells Fargo has dropped Stripe. There's a lot more stuff that's going to come out later that a lot of people know in the space. So yeah, just be careful on that. That's kind of been a big business changer we've seen for a lot of people. They're just getting screwed over on that. On-Tech Payments works directly with the banks. You can call them. That's why I've had a lot of my people, and we've moved over as well. But make sure you differentiate your marketing. People really respect when you come in and you do something fresh, you do something different. I'll give you an example for social media. If you go look at ClickUp Social right now, we have over 500,000 on just the short form content, right? And we're growing every single day. And the reason is I'm not just speaking saying, hey, you should use my project management software. Because think about it. When you take a break from work, when you take those 10-minute breaks, you just want to pull out social. You want to enjoy your life for a second, right? And you don't want to be sold to. That's the key. It's why when we smell an ad, we just scroll past it. And so what I've really learned and mastered, and I think I'm having a lot of fun doing, is creating content that people love, but still can sell your brand. So a lot of times I'm just making fun. I'm literally just making fun of work and making fun of the workplace and what people do. And people just want to laugh at that. That's what they do. And eventually I'll let them know who I am, right? This is top of funnel. You got to understand top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And at the top, you're just trying to cast a wide net. You just want people to know who you are, right? I've paid for a Super Bowl commercial. Was it the best investment? Probably not, because I think 122 million people are the most that's ever watched the Super Bowl. And I get over 100 million impressions a month now from social. And I guarantee you, I don't pay near as much as I do for social media as I did for buying a Super Bowl commercial. I'll tell you straight up, it was like $7.6 million, right? So that was a big thing there. And I think the next part I realized is that I can pay way less, $7.6 million for a Super Bowl commercial. I'm not even paying near that for what I do on social. And I'm getting so many views. It's consistent. It's evergreen. So I've created kind of a show, and it kind of feels like The Office meets Step Brothers, and I have these two guys, they're the HR guys. And that's kind of like how I've humanized my brand. So as you grow and as you get to a different scale, you want to humanize your brand. People want to feel like they know who you are. They want to know what you represent. And you do that not by just overly talking about your brand, not just by overly saying your catchphrase or what makes you different. They'll find that. When people are researching, they'll find what makes you different. You still should know what that is, and you can highlight it in other content. But for your top of funnel, do something that makes them drive an emotion and be clear and concise. You don't need to overtalk. When I talk about ClickUp Chat that just came out, I'm not going to sit here and talk about every single part of the feature. I'm just going to let you know in the marketing that ClickUp has chat. It's a big deal. Now you don't have to go into Slack or another tool. You can use it inside of it. So I make sure I'm clear and concise, but I make sure I do something different. And that's what I really challenge everyone to do. And yeah, Tom, Cheryl, I'm telling you, the nightmares go on and on and on about that. So just hit me up after. I'll drop my LinkedIn. I'm just Chris at ClickUp.com. So anywhere I can help you guys with that, I'll be sure to do so. the next thing I really want to teach you, and I think ClickUp does extremely well, and I would really give a lot of our credit to our fast growth, to how we've stood out as a business, to taking calculated bets. And what I mean by that is, I'll just go off the social media example again.
Hey, Chris.
Imagine me going to my board saying, hey, look, I'm going to get 2 grown men and they're going to twerk and they're going to like make fun of HR, on our socials. They thought I was crazy, and rightfully so. But again, I knew this would work. So I said, okay, look, let me do it on a small scale. I'll spend just a tiny bit of money and I'll show you it works. And that's exactly what I did, right? I started creating these videos. I just got one creator, not his question. And what I did was from there is I just tested and I showed them, hey, look, this is how this is going to work. This is the numbers that are going up. So I went and got videos that had 7 million, 8 million, 9 million. I'm like, hey, look, if we invest more money in this, then we can definitely go even higher. We can definitely do even better. And so that was a big play there as well. So I think everything you have to do, you have to take a bet. So same with your business. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you think is going to grow. And then from there, take a bet. Put some money towards it, test it, and move forward. I think that's a big thing that no one's done. So I think that helps a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm really trying to stay close to the mic, I promise. I'll keep super close to it. But I'm open to any questions as well as I go. If you guys have any questions about how ClickUp's grown so fast. Again, it's, in the first 3.5 years, we got to $1 billion valuation. We've raised $535 million in funding, and we got to about 20 million in ARR on our own. So, grow as much as you can on your own before you take any funding. I think so many people want to run out and they want to get that money. They want to get that funding. You really don't have to do so. If you stay focused, you use tools like this, you dive in with AI, you're really scrappy and you're smart, you can build your own money. So I definitely highly recommend start to push as far as you can. Ingrid, I hear you. It is tough being a solo entrepreneur. We were lucky. There was 4 of us at the beginning. For the first 2 years, it was just us 4. But I still feel the pain. Even being with 4, it still feels like it can be with 1. So I think the key is, again, you can use AI as like a second employee. And when you get ready, you can look for people like you, though, who are interested. You should really go to cofounderslab.com. And you should look for people. You should find those who are like interested in your business and maybe they want to work at it together. You can combine what you have going. You can always find a co-founder, but it does take time and you need to really be careful because if you find the wrong one, that would not be great. Raising funds, getting grants. For raising money, you need to get the business in a great place. You really do. You're going to have to put that groundwork in. Unless you just have some insanely great idea that needs a lot of money, you have the next Uber for something, right? You can go raise money. You don't have to have funds. But I highly recommend getting some money going, getting some use case proven, because what they like to see before you raise money is that when they give you this money, you know how to spend it to make the company go up. These people are extremely smart. They don't just put their money out for no reasons, right? They're taking a lot of bets, just as I'm telling you to take bets with your work. They're taking bets on these businesses that they grow and they come back. So you show them you have something repeatable. You show them that you can grow sales by doing X, Y, Z. And you say, okay, when you give me this money, I'm going to deploy it here, here, and here. But the biggest thing you can do is start hitting up different investors. You need to just they check all their emails because they know there's always gold in a lot of them. So you got to be very quick and concise. And I think what you do is you have a subject line like, hey, you let them know I'm pitching you. This is my idea. This is what I have. This is what I need. And you just keep it very simple, straight to the point. This is why I'm different than everyone else. And as long as you do that and you don't try to send them like a whole P&L and everything else, you just send them something quick. I'm innovating this space. I'm doing this. If you want to hear more, let me know. And that's a big way to play it. Let me scroll back up and catch some of these. Yeah, I'll talk about ClickUp. ClickUp is project management software. So in the morning, when you wake up and you go to work, you probably have your email, you probably have your calendar, you probably have your tasks, your docs, your goals, everything you need for work. We put that all in one place and we make it very easy to use. So most people, log into Gmail, and then when they sign a task, they might use some type of project management, and then they have their notes app to take notes, and then they have Google Docs to create docs. We put all this in one place. We even have whiteboards like Miro. So everything you would need for work, we have it in one place. And I'm happy to hook anyone up who wants to try it out. Obviously, I'm a fan, but even if you don't use ClickUp, use some type of project management. If you're not, there's no way you can move as fast. There's absolutely no way, because each day when I wake up, I know that I have my task all together. I see what I need to work on. I know what's highest priority. I know it's not. So just make sure you're prioritizing your work. That's a big, big thing. So many people don't even prioritize. They just wake up and start moving a task, effortlessly and with no strategy. And that's just, you can't do that. It's 2024. People are moving faster than ever. You have to know what you're working on. You have to have your highest priorities first. That is one of the first things you have to figure out in work is every day, know what's the biggest thing you need to get done. It's going to be the closest thing to moving you to get more money, to get more business. That's where you need to start. Let's just do a client call. Yeah. On-tech payments, I'll dive into afterwards. But the good thing is they're connected with the banks, so they really have no reason to lock you up. You can call them anytime, and they talk through that. That's why I felt a lot safer, because I just don't like the idea of having my money locked up. It's happened to me twice. As PayPal did it way back in the day, and now Stripe's starting to do it. I'm seeing it happen on a major scale. So that's why I'm happy to plug you directly with the team. Email me, chris@clickup.com. Tiffany, and I'll be more than happy to plug you in directly with them. They're only getting this rolling because they saw all the issues happening with Stripe, and they're in the space, and they process a lot of payments. When you're building bad reviews, did you use a tool? Yeah, so we built a tool, Tara. We built a tool that would pull from the review sites and tech that we use. So that was like Capterra, GetApp, things like that. Trustpilot is probably a good one for you. And I would pull and you can mark you could probably build this now with like make.com. I bet Devin or Brian and team would probably know how to do this in their sleep. But find something, you can even just check it manually if you want to. But if you find somebody that just does a call and says, hey, when Trustpilot gives a 2-star review for any of these companies, let me know. And then it would send it to you. Tom, ClickUp is actually, Go High Level uses ClickUp. We are very friendly with Sean and the team at Go High Level. I love them. We are not a competitor. Go High Level builds your site, and it's kind of your CRM. ClickUp is more for managing your work, whereas they're kind of managing, your website, your leads, and all that good stuff. I'm a very big fan of Go High Level. I love what they're doing. I'm not sure if Brian, if you guys are even partnered with them, but you should connect with them. They're awesome people. What's your number one advice?
Yeah, we use Go High Level heavily.
I figured you did, man. I should connect you with Sean and them. They're great people, awesome people. What's your number one advice for getting a new sales leads starting out? Yeah. Okay, Michelle, great question. For getting new leads, there's so many different ways, right? And if you don't have a big social following, the good news is that's okay, because the way that short form content starts now is when you have a new account, you actually get rewarded a lot for creating consistent content. So I would focus on short form content. I would focus highly niche down on what your product is, and then make content that's kind of addressing the problem. So it can either be funny videos talking about the problem and say at the end, hey, I have a serious solution, or it can just be like quick advice. Like Devin is actually the master of this. He does it really well in the finance space, but you want to strike an emotion, right? So what Devin will do is he can kind of maybe strike a little fear in you and say, hey, the markets might not be going well. You need to manage your money better than ever now, right? And he'll have like a carousel, and it's like swipe right for 7 great tips how to manage your money. And you can create those quite cheaply. You can use Canva to create a template, but address the problems. Like, you really have to be willing on social to start getting leads and getting people to follow you. It's what they're doing here. You have to give value, right? You have to give value. So I think you find somebody that that these people don't know in your space. And obviously don't give away the secret sauce. Don't give away everything, but give away something that's going to help them and make them think to you as they're thinking of that problem and solving it. Because if you keep giving them information, if you keep teaching them week after week after week, of course, when it comes time to pay and solve the problem, they're going to think of you. You're a thought leader to them. So the best thing you can do is become a thought leader in that space, whether it be your company, whether it be your personal, LinkedIn and other accounts. Become a thought leader. Keep putting out that content. And the beauty of it is it's not wasting your time, because you're getting better at your craft. You're fine tuning what you're supposed to be the best at, and then putting it out there, and you'll start finding leads. Short-term funding until December. Those are, you can get short-term funding. You really can just go, there's tons of people want to give that out. It would be different than the type of funding that we've raised at ClickUp. That is like, that's more long-term. Short-term is going to be a different game. Long-term, you're going in and you're saying like, hey, look, my company's worth this. You want a piece? I can give you a piece of this for some money, and we're going to be worth a lot more, but with your money, we can grow faster. Short-term, you could definitely Google. I have not done that yet, so I don't want to give you any information there and be wrong. Ali, Notion. Notion's a good tool for docs, but Notion is really just docs and just wiki. I respect Notion and what they've done. You can't do automations. You can't really do full task management. So as you grow, some people like Notion for 1 or 2 or two person companies because it's so simple, and I totally get it. ClickUp can be that simple, or it can be just way more complex. So you can start as simple as if you just want to have a checklist for when you go to the grocery store. But if you want, you can, if you want to grow, I definitely would recommend checking out ClickUp, especially as you're growing. Brian P., I'll hook you up. Just hit me up. Chris Cunningham on LinkedIn or chris@clickup.com. I'm way down the messages. I'm just realizing I gotta scroll down. MS Teams, Kent, please check us out. And then Co-Founders Lab. That is the website where you can go find other cool co-founders there. Lauren, yes, we have tons of free trials, and then you can free trials on the site, just clickup.com. But once you sign up and you make a free account, hit me up and I can upgrade your account for you. Leia Kelly, great question. Basic structure for developing SaaS. I got it for you. The biggest thing, there's two ways. One, find a problem. Find something that as you're going through. I mean, you've heard this one before. Find a problem, and then again, with AI, it's crazy what you can build so fast now. A lot of people are just going to be solving problems. But the second thing I think is really big is also find something in a space. It's what no one ever tells you on these talks, and I'll be happy to tell you is do what we did. Like you don't have to invent a new space that's already out. People get complacent. People get lazier, no matter how big the space is. So we saw a space that was gigantic, right? Where companies had hundreds of, even thousands of engineers, and we just had two. But we saw that they were moving slow. We saw they weren't really pushing it. So find a space where things are already out there and just go after the market share, right? You don't have to be super rich in a company. You don't have to be the number one in the space. There's so much to go around. Like ClickUp is not number one in project management, and you're damn right I want to be number one, and we'll keep working until we are. But it's okay to be number 3 or number 4 in a space that's 200 billion or whatever it is. You still get a nice slice of the pie. So I think pick a space, pick something you're passionate about, pick a mission you really want to go on, because nothing about building a business is short, at least that I know. And same with everyone here. I think it's, you're going to have to put some time into it. So find something you love, and you can definitely dive in there. Let's see. Yeah, in Canada, I do worry about you guys. You say you speak up against the government, they might lock it up too. So be careful with the stripe. And again, everyone, Chris, maybe I'll even put my number. I want to hook everyone up with OnTech, so I don't mind doing that at all. I love that everyone loves Go High Level. What are the current integrations? Oh yeah. Let's get into it. So, I mean, obviously this is an AI place, right? ClickUp has AI, and the big advantage for us is that if you already have ClickUp, AI, I mean, we work directly with ChatGPT, right? So we're pulling everything directly, but we use it in a different way as well. So sure, when you're writing a paper, you can just do the same. You can say, hey, make this better, and just highlight. You don't have to switch over to ChatGPT and switch back. That's kind of the ClickUp AI play. But the beauty of what we have now is we also have chat. So just like most of you probably use Slack, when you're Slacking with someone, you could do an inside of your work with ClickUp, keep a group with tasks, but then you can use AI as well. So you could say, let's say there's a channel and somebody's been firing off messages like I almost missed here. You're 80 messages behind. You have 3 minutes to catch up. You could just ask the AI and say, hey, summarize to me what happened and what do I need to know as a business development manager in this chat, and it'll do it for you. So ClickUp has a lot of AI features. We're very, very pro AI. We love it, especially because we're going to have to use it, right? Like anyone's not using it, I am really concerned for them because things are changing fast, but it's not really a thing to be scared of. It's more scary if you don't learn it. Because think about the internet. What's happening now is just the internet all over again, right? Everyone, at the beginning, not everyone got websites, and not everyone believed in the internet, and business still moved. But the people who got on the internet made a lot of money, right? They moved on it faster. So same with here, same with AI. That's why I'm hanging with people like Brian and Devin, because I'm not some tech, I'm not the tech guy. I'm more the sales and the marketing guy, but I damn sure use AI all the time, right? And I know where to use it in my space. I know how to be efficient. So that's kind of the big plays for me. GPT or Claude, what do we like better? Ooh. Claude is getting really good. Claude, I mean, it's funny you have to pay and you have to, do the 4 team members. I'll let the experts answer, but I'm starting to really like Claude. Obviously, we're still connected with GPT, so maybe we'll get in trouble for not answering GPT, but I don't even know what you guys, I see you guys teaching on Claude, Brian, so I think maybe you're leaning the way I am, but Claude's getting really good.
I prefer Claude myself, but
I can admit it. Okay, me too. And I'm supposed, we're based off of GPT, but we'll find a way to get on the Claude because it is getting scary good.
Altman did say it's the 2-year anniversary next month. So what are we giving GPT for a present? So maybe it's kind of the battle of the bands right now.
It really is, man. It's fun to see. It's fun to see. Look, everyone, I love to see people thinking on Claude too. Oh yeah, sorry. I see it's my time. I was having so much fun talking. Yeah, guy, I love this. I love what you're doing. I think coming into something like this, investing in learning AI, probably the best. I mean, guys, you guys are in the best business right now because if anyone's not learning it, I am worried for them. So learn AI, learn marketing as best as you can because marketing is the key. If you need any help on anything with social media or trying to go viral for your business, I'm really studied this. I'm very confident I can help. So again, I'm Chris at ClickUp.com. I am, you can find me Chris Cunningham at LinkedIn, at Cunningham on Instagram, any of these. Oh yeah, thank you, Brian, for putting that in there. I would love to connect with you all. Last time I did this, I connected with some amazing people. I'll hook up some free trials. I'll hook you up with OnTech. I'll make sure I get you the best rate there. I am really good friends with those guys. So yeah, I really appreciate the time. Brian, keep crushing it, man. You guys are doing awesome things, man.
I appreciate you coming on. It's just a wealth of knowledge, and I learn a lot every time you speak. So I appreciate. Can we give it up for Chris for popping on here today? And also like ClickUp. If you're not using ClickUp, I know somebody mentioned Notion. We used Notion before. We upgraded because ClickUp's like Notion on steroids. It's way better.
Yeah.
So it's the tool. Like it's the best one.
I'm biased, but yeah, hit me up whoever's using Notion and we can show you a little something.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Chris. I appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, if you guys want to reach out to Chris, I popped the LinkedIn in there. I'll do it again when things calm down a little bit. So you guys have that. Or he mentioned you can email him too. Chris at clickup.com.
Yeah, I'll be hanging. I want to see the next speaker too. I see we got some cool stuff coming up, so I'll be hanging. I'll see you guys in here.
Yeah, hang on, everyone. We'll be I'm going to be going into a little bit of outsourcing stuff. I'm going to touch on that, how to hire people at a very low rate, high quality people to help you out to do stuff. Then we'll segue into Jason, editor-in-chief at Entrepreneur Magazine. We're going to go into sales and conversions after that. And then Francis and I will head us out for the day. But stick around. We got a lot of great content coming up. Again, Chris, thanks so much. I really appreciate it, brother.
Always, man. I appreciate you. Keep killing it.
That's a wrap for this episode of the AI for Business podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit subscribe and pass it along to a friend or colleague. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you in the next one.